morning, guys. Today we are going to discuss about a topic called branch accounts. Go for example. I'm going to take an example of Infosys company. Whereas in Infosys, they are going to have some kind of head office as well as they are going to establish some kind of branches in all over the world. Infosys, the head office in Bangalore, and they are going to establish some kind of branches in other states as well as other countries. Like example, Chennai, Hyderabad, Mumbai, and example outside country, that is New York. Now, Infosys, they are going to having some kind of head office in Bangalore, and they establish some kind of various branches in other states or other countries. Here, Bangalore is called as head office. It means where they are going to control all the branches. It is called as head office. Next one, the head office is going to establish its activities in the other places. It is called as branches. Example, Infosys nature of business is they are into software business. They are into software business. Even the branches also has to perform the same activities, that is software business. Then only it is called as branches. This one we need to go for meaning of head office and meaning of branches. Next one, we are going to discuss what are the types of branches here. When come to types, example Chennai, Hyderabad, Mumbai, and they establish some kind of in New York. Here we will discuss into two types. Which are those? Chennai, Hyderabad, Mumbai, head office in Bangalore. It is called as within country. If they are going to establish any kind of branches within the country, it is called as domestic branches. Next one, they establish some kind of branches in New York, that is outside the country. It is called as independent branches. That is foreign branches. Head office in Bangalore within the country. If they are going to establish any kind of branches, it is called as domestic branches. If they establish outside the country, it is called as foreign branches. Next one, domestic branch, then foreign branches. Under domestic branches, again we are dividing into two types, that is independent branches and one more, dependent branches. What is called as independent branches here? Independent branches, it means it is completely free from the head office. They are not going to control any kind of activities of branch. It is called as independent branches. Example, I want to purchase some kind of goods from the supplier, in the sense here head office is not going to involve in the purchase of any kind of goods of the branches. It is called as independent branches. Whereas when come to dependent branch, for all the activities they are going to depend entirely on the head office. It is called as dependent branches. Example, I want to purchase a raw material. Here the branch is not going to purchase any kind of raw materials. Instead, the head office is going to purchase the raw materials. It is called as dependent branches. They are completely depending on the head office. It is called as dependent branches. If it is not depending on the head office, it is called as independent branches. Next one, go for meaning of foreign branch. Here also we are going to discuss into types, it is called as almost foreign branches, it is comes under independent branches. All foreign branches, it's called as independent branches. It means they are not going to control any kind of activities of the branches. It is called as independent branches. So almost all foreign branches falls under independent branches. Next one, for your examination point of view, we are going to discuss only the dependent branches books of account. How you are going to prepare books of accounts of dependent branches? Because go for your example, independent branches, they are not going to control any kind of activities from the head office. They are going to prepare separate set of accounts. That is, they are going to prepare trading account, income statement, and the balance sheet. Whereas when come to your dependent branches, they are completely depending on the head office. So here we are going to prepare separate set of books of account. So we are going to learn under branch accounts. That is, branch accounts is nothing but we are going to prepare only the dependent branches. We are not going to prepare any kind of independent branches. Next, we are going for accounting for dependent branches. Here, the head office is going to send goods at cost price, and they are going to send goods at invoice price. What is cost price? What is invoice price here? Cost price is nothing but example, I am going to produce some kind of raw material, or I am going to purchase a raw material, value is 100 rupees. This is head office. Head office is going to purchase or produce, value of product is 100 rupees. Same value as going to transfer to the branch without adding any kind of profit. It is called as goods we are sending at cost price. Then what is called as invoice price? Same value, that is 100. I am making some kind of profit, that is 20 rupees. So value of product now, value of product is 120 rupees. This amount, this kind of goods I am sending to the branch, it is called as goods we are sending at invoice price, goods we are sending at cost price. Simple. Cost is nothing but they are sending the goods to the head of your branch account without adding any kind of profit amount. Whereas when you come to invoice price, along with cost, they are going to add some kind of profit and they are going to send to branches. It is called as goods we are sending at invoice price. But when it comes to books of account, we have to record almost all the transactions at cost price, not at invoice price. If they are sending with invoice price, in the sense we have to identify the profit amount, then profit amount we have to minus over here. Example, what is the value of product in the invoice price? 20 rupees. What is the value of profit they are adding? Profit they are adding is 20 rupees minus the amount. So what is the value of product now? That is 100. This is your cost price. So in the books of account we have to record at cost price. We are not recording at invoice price. Be careful. Next, go for your three situations under in case you are selling goods at invoice price. Let's example, goods invoiced at cost plus 10%. Invoice price value is rupees 3 lakh. What is your invoice price? Invoice price is nothing but we are adding cost plus profit. It is called as sale, or it is also called as invoice price. Go for here, goods invoiced at cost plus 10%. We are adding profit on cost value, not we are adding profit on price value. Cost is how much here? Cost, take it as 100%. What is the profit value? Profit value is 10%. Next, go for they given, identify whether they given invoice price or cost price. So much is invoice price here? Invoice price is 3 lakh. Invoice price rate is 110%. Now I need to identify the profit amount. So how to calculate profit amount here? For 3 lakh, it is 110% in the sense. What is the value for 10%? That is, we don't know the value for 10%. Go for question mark, then go for cross multiplication. That is 3 lakh into 10 divided by 100. We are getting some amount. It is called as profit amount. Those profit amount we have to minus. Here 3 lakh into 10%, that is 30,000. Profit is 30,000. Whereas when come to cost, that is 2 lakh 70,000. When it comes to books of account, we have to record at 2 lakh 70,000. We should not record 3 lakh. This comes under situation number 1. Again, goods inventory cost plus 10%. Here, profit we are calculating on cost, not on the sale. Next one. Second situation, goods invoice profit at 20% on sales. Same formula, cost plus profit equals invoice price. Profit is how much? Profit is 20%. Profit we are calculating on whether on cost or sales, that is profit we are calculating on sales. So take it as sales as 100%. So what is my cost value now? Cost is 80%. Next one, cost price is 3,50,000. Cost price 3,50,000. So how much is my profit? What is my invoice price? How do you calculate profit here? For 80%, if it is 3,50,000, what is the value for 20%? That is go for question mark, then go for cross multiplication. That is 3,50,000 into 20 divided by 80. That is called as profit amount. Next one. Last situation, cost plus profit equals invoice price. We are calculating profit on cost, so take it as cost as 100%. Profit is 15, so total is 115%. Next one, second situation, identify whether the given invoice price or cost price. They given here cost here, so much cost value here. Cost value is 75,400. Sale, that is 75,400 into 15 divided by 100. We are getting some kind of profit amount. Those profit amount we need to add it out. This is how we need to go for the 3 situations. But all the question papers, they are going to give the situation, that is situation number 1, that is goods inventory cost plus 10% invoice price. They are going to give some kind of value. Next one, we are going to be discussing about format. Situation adjustments. Next one, we are going to discuss the format of branch account. As like branch account is like a normal nature, in debit side we have to record all the kind of expenses, whereas when come to credit side we have to record all the kind of incomes. One more, when come to branch account, debit side we need to record first one, that is all kind of your opening stocks. That is all kind of your opening balances we have to record under debit side. Then any kind of assets. If given any kind of asset opening balance, we have to record under debit side. If given liabilities, any kind of opening value, we have to write under credit side. First one, we need to record opening stock is an asset, debit. Then any kind of opening debtors. If it is any kind of opening creditors, we have to record under credit side. As like it is an liability opening balance, we have to record under credit side. Next one, to prepaid expenses is a kind of asset, opening value debit side, opposite, that is any kind of outstanding. If it is any kind of outstanding expenses, we have to record under credit side. Next one, let's say example, I am the head office, I am selling some kind of goods to branch, that is, it's like a purchase, we have to record under debit, that is goods sent to branch. Let's take example here. Example, I send goods to a branch account, that is 10,000. Out of this 10,000, the branch has returned, they returned rupees 2,000 of value, so much is left out, that is 8,000. When come to here same, how much goods we are sending, that is we have to record under debit side. Whatever the goods they are returning back, we have to record under credit side, that is same, that is buy goods sent to branch. If any goods sent to branch, debit. If any goods returned, we have to record under credit side. So that it will become tally. Like example, goods sent is 10,000, return value is 2,000, 10,000 minus of 2,000, that is 8,000 balance. Next one, we need to record, that is 2 bank account or 2 cash account for any kind of expenses. If you are paying any kind of expenses, cash is moving out of the business, that is we have to record under debit side, it's a kind of expenses. Which are the expenses? Like for salary, rent, any kind of stationeries, any kind of expenses we have to record under debit side. Opposite, if it is any kind of income, we have to record under credit side, that is by bank account. Which are the incomes we are getting? Mainly, that is cash sale. Then one more, any kind of amount received from debtors. Here, received from debtors is important. Again, one more, any kind of opening balances of asset, debit column, any kind of opening balances of liabilities, credit. Next one, branch, head office as sending any kind of goods to branch, debit side. If the same goods as returning back to head office, we have to record under credit side. Next one, as if the branch is a kind of dependent, the head office as sending some kind of cash to the branch, that is for expenses, we have to record under to bank account, that is for salary, rent and all. When it comes to credit side, any kind of income, if you are receiving any kind of income, we have to record under credit column, that is 2, one is cash sale and one more is received from debtors. Then later on, the important issue is, important problem, whatever the opening balances is there, for this amount we have to identify the closing amount. Opening stock, opposite, we have to find out closing stock. Next one, opening debtors, opposite, that is closing debtors. For this we need to go for separate situations, that one we are going to discuss in separate. Next one, any kind of prepaid expenses, opening value, we have to record closing value, that is prepaid expenses. So simple here, whatever the opening balances is there, for these items we have to identify the closing balances. The difference amount we have to record under, if it is profit, that is to general P&L account. If it is loss, we have to record by general P&L account. This is the format for branch account. Now here, important issue is, that is the identification of closing values for stock, debtors, then prepaid expenses. We are going to discuss important identification of closing stock, closing values. First one, how to identify closing stock? As you all know, by trading account format, debit side we need to record opening stock plus purchase, then minus of sale, then minus of closing stock. Here, what we need to find out? We need to find out the closing stock. So ignore this closing stock. The formula is opening stock plus purchase. Here purchase is nothing but your goods sent value. Opening stock plus goods sent minus of sale, we are getting some kind of amount, it is called as your closing stock. Next one, how to identify any kind of prepaid expenses? Prepaid expenses is nothing but, like example, head office is going to send some kind of expenses for the branch, assume it as rupees 100 to meet their day-to-day expenses. But the branch has spent only 80 rupees at the end of the year. How much is remaining value? So remaining value is 20 rupees. This is the closing value for prepaid expenses. Opening value is 100. Debit side, how much the expenses they spent? Only 80 rupees. So how much is closing value? Closing value is 20 rupees. Next one, in the same situation, 100 minus of 80 rupees, how much left out? That is 20 rupees. It is closing. This year closing value will become opening value for next year, that is 20 rupees opening prepaid expenses, plus during the year again the head office is going to send some kind of amount, assume it as rupees 100 rupees. Now within the branch, how much amount it is there? That is 120 rupees. Out of this 120 rupees, at the branch they spent only example 60 rupees they spent for expenses. How much is closing value now? So closing value is 60 rupees. Again, same is going to continue. Next one here, important is this year closing set will become opening for next year, that is 60 rupees. Next one, the head office will going to send some kind of, like example, 100 rupees for the expenses. How much with us now with the branch? That is 160 rupees. But during the year, they are not going to spend any kind of expenses from the branch. It means, so what is the closing value in the sense? We have to consider the same amount as for opening value, that is 60 rupees. Don't consider 160 as closing value. This is important. Next one important is, that is identification of closing debtors. For closing debtors, we need to open some account, that is branch debtors account or total debtors account. First one, debit side, as of I already told, debit is kind of asset. Any kind of opening value we have to return on the debit side, that is to balance brought down. Next one, any kind of sales return. If it is any kind of sales return, we have to return on the credit side. Then any kind of bad debts, any discount allowed. These are all the information you have to give to the debtors, not to any kind of creditors and all. Any kind of sales returns, bad debts, any discount allowed. Then the difference amount we should take it as one more. That is amount from debtors. This is important. This information we have to record both in total debtors account as well as in branch account under credit side. Amount received from debtors, credit. Income, same way we have to record branch account, that is credit side under by bank account. This is important. The difference amount we should take it as to credit side if it is debit. When come to credit side, if it is any difference amount, we should take it as to balance carried out. So getting any kind of difference in credit column, we should take it as balance carried out. If it is any kind of debit side, we should take it as credit side. Almost this account we are preparing mainly to identification of balance carried out. That is your closing values. This is the three information. One is closing stock, then prepaid expenses, then your debtors. For debtors, we will go for some kind of separate format. This one we will go for identification of closing values. From next video, we are going to discuss the previous year's question papers. Thank you.